Hello, and welcome to the Synchroflow TV show. Paradigm Shift TV and Operation Bless Everything take you beyond reality TV. This is an alternate reality TV show and a musical. So, the synchro in the term Synchroflow TV show comes from the term synchronicity. Synchronicity is the experience of two or more events that have seemingly unrelated causes and also seem unlikely to occur together by chance, but are observed to occur together in a meaningful manner. It is a coincidence that we give meaning to. It is we, the observers, who subjectively decide that these coinciding incidents have some meaning. Now, I'm not arguing anything. I'm not arguing that synchronicities are more than all in your head. However, I am suggesting the idea that perhaps all of reality is all in your head. And therefore, if we focus on the beneficial coincidences in our life, it may multiply them. Now, the mere nature of synchronicity makes it relatively impossible to prove. What means a lot to me may not mean a lot to somebody else. I may follow a series of events that seem to coincide and have beneficial results, in my opinion, but it's merely opinion and it's always subjective. However, I believe that within the Synchroflow TV show, you will notice certain threads continue to crop up and ways in which, okay, that's definitely getting edited. For example, in a spring equinox of 2006, my lust for adventure and random occurrences. For example, in 2006, my appetite for adventure and my desire to follow these synchronicities led me to Stonehenge on spring equinox, where I was knighted a bard of a druid order by the man who calls himself King Arthur. Now, brief aside, the man who calls himself King Arthur is the leader of a druid order, and regardless of the many fantastic stories that follow this man around, there are some simple facts. Simple fact is that he took our government, Her Majesty's government, to the European Court of Human Rights to allow us to celebrate in Stonehenge on celebratory days such as the equinoxes and solstices without paying. After the Battle of the Beanfields, which was a protest turned into a riot, which some describe as a beating by police, there was no free celebrations in Stonehenge until King Arthur took Her Majesty's government to the European Court of Human Rights, and he won. So some might say our king beat your queen. So, yeah, regardless of what you may or may not have heard about King Arthur, he has got results, basically. He's got results. So yeah, that was spring equinox 2006. The next year, summer 2007. Now, I'm not going to, I could go into some detail about what a bard is. A bard was a role within Druidry, the ancient, I was going to say ancient Celtic spirituality, but it was the ancient spirituality of these lands. The term Celt has been used to describe many tribes who may not have described themselves as Celts, so I try not to use that term so much. However, the bard were a form of Druid, and they were the form who would orate. Now, I know that those who study Druidry will not consider me or any of the other people who have been knighted or noted a bard in these lifetimes. They wouldn't describe us as bards, because bards of the olden days had to go through years of training, which we have not received. However, something about that title resonated with me. The idea of orating, I'd been a poet and MC since I was a child, so being called a bard by a druid order who respect and understand spirituality empowered me. Now, regardless, those are all subjective things going on in my head. This title gave me a sense of worth that I didn't have before. However, the next year, 2007, summer solstice, I'm performing in Stonehenge. The first year that they have a performance space in Stonehenge on the solstice in modern times, and organised by my friend and a member of the same Druid order, Susanna Lafond. And after the performances, which were attended by some of my favourite poets and MCs, Theo of the Bonobo Hobos was there, Ant Armour was there, Paradox was there, and Craig Body English Reynolds was one of his first performances there. After that, I bump into quite possibly my favourite MC, and one of the most spiritually minded MCs on the planet, KRS-One, who has an honorary degree in metaphysics, at Stonehenge. So me, Craig and Theo of the Bonobo Hobos meet KRS-One in Stonehenge on the summer solstice. This kind of underlines the idea that I'm the hip-hop bard in my life. It's a subjective opinion, but that meeting kind of further empowered what I believed to be my path. Fast forward, within a week or two of being told that the Synchroflow TV show has a green light on Paradigm Shift TV, KRS-One is performing in Bristol. Now, I could go into more detail about the synchronous events that continued to unfold, but you'll see that as the show progresses. Synchronicity is a term that was coined by Carl Gustav Jung in the 1920s. The novel The Celestine Prophecy further popularised the term synchronicity in the 1990s. And Synchromysticism is a term first coined by Jake Kotze, a filmmaker who was documenting the synchronicities within popular culture and synchronicities that he would discover between movies and television and even the private lives of celebrities with relation to the movies that they were in. The Synchromistickz, my co-hosts for the show, were originally a band of MCs and poets who formed in Bristol. However, our roots were from London, Bristol and Glastonbury. The Synchromystickz were primarily putting positive affirmations in hip-hop flows over dubstep, reggae and hip-hop. However, as times progressed and the MCs and poets got more involved with live musicians throughout UK's festival scene, we created a band with live musicians including Michael Stanton, Daniel Waples on hang and Jack Jennings on sitar and guitar, and we felt we needed to differentiate the MCs from the band, so the Synchromystic Acoustics was born. The Synchromystickz, the MCs, and the Synchromystic Acoustics, the band, are some of my co-hosts and will be providing some of the live music throughout the show. Now, as we follow these synchronous links, we'll also be following the Synchromystic Acoustics from squat parties to St. Paul's Carnival to festivals, and enjoying the music and the conversations that erupt within these synchronous links.